given just the popularity and this overall success, it sounds like, of buses and that the EV market in China, obviously regulation plays a big part into it. What do you think is maybe part of the reason it hasn't taken off as much in maybe North America? You're starting to see definitely a lot more interest in Europe, and some of that's due to regulation. Is there anything you can share? Is that really what needs to be there to kind of get the process and kind of get that first momentum started? And then as more and more people are exposed to the technology, it just really kind of proves itself?
Well, clearly the economic incentives were not provided in the United States for this kind of growth. And that's why China blossomed like they did. And I believe this is why we're seeing the same kind of growth in Europe. If you go to the Northern European countries, up in the Norwegian countries, there's huge electrification going on there. You can see that's also happening in UK and France and Germany at an accelerated rate, because the governments of those countries in the European Union are saying, enough's enough. It's time for us to go to electrified vehicles, because they will help us clean up our environment more rapidly. And I know that the United States has been very slow in doing that. And as a guy that helped work on the EV1, where they called all the cars back and crushed them back in 1997, 98 timeframe, it was really kind of aggravating, to say the least, that you worked your tail off to make a beautiful electric car, and then because the rollback of the CAFE requirements by the federal government gave GM the opportunity to call back the cars and have them crushed, because they didn't want to declare it as a production program. All those cars were leased, and because they were leased, they could legally call them back, and they didn't have to provide spare parts for the next 15 years because it was not a declared high production volume production program. So yeah, there's a bit of a sore spot there for me because of that.
No, but, I'm sure. I mean, to be so far ahead and so early on, and I mean, I have, and I'm sure probably a lot of people listening to this have seen Who Killed the Electric Car. It was a wildly popular product and program, and it's unfortunate that it took so long.
Well, it's for one of the guys that had to live it, and it was during that time that I had such a strong appreciation for the power of electrification and what it could do for us. Now, during the speech today, it was kind of an interesting thing that I had to make the pronouncement that there's still a lot of people out there that want to throw rocks at electrified vehicles, because today there's still a heck of a lot of energy that goes into making the raw materials to build the battery pack systems that go into making electric cars. But I have a huge amount of confidence that we will figure out how to make these raw materials more cost effective and more energy friendly in a way that it doesn't require so much fossil fuels or energy to be consumed during the production of these sophisticated raw materials that go into building battery packs. A dear friend of mine who's a very smart guy helped me with the calculations one day, and he said for Model S Tesla, it takes about 42,000 miles of driving time to get an equivalent of zero net emissions and greenhouse gases and CO2 pollution from the processes that are used to make the components that go into making the Model S battery pack system. Now, I've not confirmed that with Tesla or anybody else, but this guy's a pretty smart guy out of MIT.
Well, and I think that, I mean, still, it's even wild that there is even a car that can do that. But you're right, the sooner and more effective that they can really bring down how far the car even has to go to have that payback, why not?
Joining us. Be sure to visit our website, connectingthegrid.com. There you can listen to our podcasts, contact us about sponsorship, or even be a guest on Grid Connections. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a positive rating on your favorite podcast or video streaming service. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about this show, that would help us out a lot too. Thank you again, and I look forward to us learning more together soon.